Alright guys, so I have two charge cards in my hand right here. What happens if you do not pay them off at the end of the month? In this video, I'm going to be going over a little bit of the differences with charge cards and credit cards and then tell you exactly what happens if you do not pay it off at the end of the month. Now, before I get into what happens if you don't pay it off, let's go over very briefly about what charge cards are in comparison to credit cards. Now, there's only two real differences that I can think of, and that's credit limit, and that is also what happens if you don't pay it off. Now, with a credit card, you do get a set credit limit on how much you can use for that credit card. With charge cards, you don't really get a limit. There is an imaginary limit, and you can actually find this out. For example, if you use American Express, you can go on the app and actually check your predetermined spending limit. So it's a one-time purchase that you can test to kind of guess what your real limit is. But there is a limit technically with charge cards, but it's not as solid and as like a real limit as credit card limits are. Now, another difference is that with credit cards, you can actually take the balance that you owe. You don't have to pay it off every month exactly. You can actually take it over to the next month, but what usually happens is you pay interest on it, you have to pay APR on it, and that balance is debt that you owe to them. Now, charge cards actually work a little bit differently. You don't get a rolling balance like you do with credit cards. You have to pay it off in full every month, and if you don't, this is what happens. So with charge cards, you actually incur a late fee if you do not pay it off on time. Now, most of the time, it starts at around $20 to $40, and if you continue to not pay off your charge cards in full every month and you're a repeat offender, they actually make you pay interest-based instead of that one-time fee. So whatever the credit card company makes more money off of you, they're gonna start charging you that amount. Now, with American Express, which is the most popular charge card, I know that a few other charge cards exist for other companies. It starts out at $27 for your first late fee, and then after that, it's $38. And then after that, if you keep going, it's gonna be $38 or 2.99%, whichever one basically makes American Express more money. Now, if you make a late payment, will this affect your credit report? Yes, it will negatively affect your credit report, just like credit cards do. You do not want to have a late payment on your account. Another thing that usually happens though is if you keep making repeat offenses and you do not pay off your charge card, what they do is they actually just take your card away, they cancel it, and they don't let you use it. That's why they're very strict on this, and it's a lot easier to actually get a charge card than it is a credit card. You don't have to worry about that limit, but they really are trusting you that you pay it off, and if you don't do that, they're gonna take it away real quick.
Real quick, like a baby in a candy.
Now, the way I see credit cards and charge cards, in my opinion, the best analogy would be if a corporate employee or corporate worker had a type of credit card that was given to him by his higher ups. This would be really like a charge card because they have enough money to pay off anything, any business expenses, any hotels or food that he eats, and pay it off in full because they really do have a lot of money. So I believe charge cards really started out that way. I don't know if that data point is truly accurate, whether or not charge cards actually started from corporate offices, but that really is the idea that you should have it. Now, regardless of what card you have, a credit card or a charge card, you should definitely be paying off your card in full every month. If you don't pay off a charge card, there are more serious offenses like them actually just canceling your card. Now guys, main key to take away from this, just don't miss any of your payments, and if you have a charge card, please don't miss any of your payments. I don't want any of you guys to get your cards taken away. Now, if this video helped you guys out, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and let the flex be with you. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. How much you owe them, and they actually switch it over to something called interest, and they actually switch it over to something called interest-based, interest. And if you keep making repeat, and if you continue to not pay off your credit card with